What is going on, guys? It's Stas here. Welcome back to another video. As you guys read in the title of today's video, I just wanted to go over the top stocks that I'm currently trading and the one in particular that I'm holding over the weekend. And as you guys can see right on my screen here, DGAS is the one ETF that I'm holding over this weekend. And I want to discuss in this video why I am holding this ETF over the weekend and why I still believe it has potential to go up into the 27s to 28 price point. And yeah, for those of you guys who are new to my channel, my name is Stas and I make videos dealing with swing trading, day trading, long-term investing, and my philosophies and strategies in the stock market. So for those of you guys that are interested in learning more about these topics, feel free to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe, and let's get started with the topic of this video. So you guys know that I'm in DGAS with an average position at $25.40. I did not take another position in DGAS today. I was pretty much just riding the bull run that it had all day today. We see that it's up 3.25% for the day, but it did end up hitting highs at about $26.85 as natural gas bottomed out at about $2.75. I believe that was the low of the day for natural gas. Let's see. Yeah, exactly, right here. So we're going to be talking more in depth on why I'm holding DGAS over the weekend. And for those of you guys that don't know how this ETF works, pretty much whenever natural gas, this commodity right here, is going up in price, the inverse to DGAS, which is UGAS, is going up in price as well, because UGAS is the bull ETF, right? But whenever natural gas is going down in price, like it's been trending down over the past couple of weeks, DGAS is going up in price because DGAS is the bear ETF. So over time here, pretty much since the beginning of February, we see that natural gas has been on an uptrending pattern. It's creating higher highs, right? It's pretty much riding the EMA line, and the SMA lines are acting as support levels. And this is a clear indication that natural gas is uptrending. So if you guys were able to be trading in and out of UGAS during this time period, you made a good amount of money, right? Because it's on a bull pattern. But what we noticed here, guys, in the middle of May, that natural gas went on this horizontal pattern, pretty much trading between 290, about 288, 290, up to $3, with one point where it popped up to 305. And what we noticed from here, guys, it was doing this pattern for a good month or so, and then once it broke below this pattern, we see a bunch of red candlesticks right here, and I'll zoom in a little bit closer so you guys can see and understand this better. So we see a bunch of red candlesticks starting to form, and this hard break, this hard dip of the current of that pattern from $2.90 to $3. So me, as a doing technical analysis and as a technical trader, I see this, and this opens up my eyeballs, and I'm like, okay, this could be a break of pattern. Natural gas could be in a bearish territory, and that's exactly what ended up happening. It turned bearish once it pretty much broke below this $2.90 support level, and from there, guys, we see that this EMA line, instead of acting as a support level as it is here when it's uptrending, now it's acting as a resistance level, meaning the candlesticks are not breaking above it. They're pretty much trading up to that EMA line and then being rejected and continue, they're continuing to make lower lows. And that's exactly what's going on right now with natural gas. And the reason why I am holding DGAS over the weekend, we see that there's no indication that natural gas is pushing back up towards the EMA line. Sure, today it had a huge red day, right? It had a huge red day, and I do see potential for natural gas to shoot back up, maybe to 279, 280, but there is no indication that this one is looking to reverse anytime soon based off of this chart that we're seeing. If we look at the 20-day 1-hour chart, it's still getting rejected by the EMA line. It's still getting rejected by the 50-day SMA line, and it's still clearly trading below the 180 SMA line as well. So I don't really see any indications as to why I would not hold DGAS over the weekend. Let's say today, instead of going down here to 275, let's say it shot up back up to like 282, 283, then I would be a little bit worried because, okay, at that point, it would be trading above the SMA lines. It would be trading above the EMA line. That would be a better opportunity to, cut losses or just take profits right off the board. But, since it's still trading below all these indicators, right, and it did create a lower low today at 275, we see this was on 7-11 2 days ago. The lower low here was at about 278. Then we saw some clear consolidation at about 280, right? And then we saw a huge hard drop today to 275. So pretty much, guys, to sum it up, I'm holding DGAS over the weekend because it created a lower low today, natural gas did, and it's clearly still trading below all of these different indicators. But to sit, along with this, I do expect a little bounce back on natural gas, like I said before, probably to 279, maybe 278, possibly even 280. But then I do see it getting rejected again and pushing back down, maybe to the lower 270s. So that's what I'm looking in particular with natural gas. And if we hop back over to DGAS, we talked about how previous support levels become new resistance levels. So this clear support level here at $25.50. It bounced here once, bounced here twice. It struggled to hold above here. And then once it broke below this support level, that became a new resistance level. And we see that DGAS has clearly broken above that old old support level. So now this is again a support level because, it broke above the resistance level because this was an old support level. And we see now that DGAS is at 2650, it's clearly above 2550, which was that old support level. So right now, guys, the new support level for DGAS is 2550, with the next resistance level being at about $27 and about 30 cents, right? And that is one of my first price targets, to possibly sell, for DGAS. So that's what I'm doing with DGAS, and that's why I'm holding it over the weekend. I do expect a little pullback, maybe back to, $26, because the RSI does seem a little bit overbought right now. So maybe a little pullback back to here, would be another good entry for DGAS. And the second ETF that I'm holding is Gush, and this one's in my smaller account, like I mentioned in my previous video, and I'm in this position with about $800, right? And I'm in at about $41.10. And why I am trading Gush, and for those of you guys that don't know Gush, it trades based upon XOP. It's an oil and gas-based ETF, right? Whenever XOP is going up in price, Gush is going up in price because Gush is the bull ETF, right? And we're trading Gush in particular, guys, because clearly XOP, as we can see, it's on an uptrending pattern over time. It's creating higher highs, riding the EMA line, riding the SMA lines, right? And it's pulling back. And the SMA line is acting as a support level. We see here it shot up to about $44, pulled back here. It started to become a little bearish here. We saw some lower lows, some lower highs, right? 44 here, 42 here, then about 41.50 right here. And then it bounced on top of this 180-day SMA line pretty perfectly, right? And from there, it's created this new channel of higher high, higher low action. And that's what we've been trading for the past couple of weeks in terms of DRIP and in terms of Gush. And for those of you guys that were paying attention to DRIP earlier this week, this ETF went from about $4.95 up to about like $5.90. It was about like a 20% increase. So for those of you guys that were able to trade DRIP, congratulations to you. That is a huge gain, this week. And I personally was not able to trade DRIP because my capital was tied up. Now looking back to XOP, like I said, it's creating higher highs. It's riding this SMA line as a support level as well as this EMA line. We see clearly here, guys, this 180-day SMA line, it's bounced here once, twice, 3 times, 4 times here, and now it's looking to consolidate on this 50-day SMA line. We've seen 2 straight days on XOP where it's been, consolidating at right around the same price point. We see here Here it was downtrending, clearly trading below the EMA line, trading below, the SMA lines, and that's when DRIP was shooting up 20%. And it seems like Gush has found its bottom, because since it's bottomed off here at about, XOP has found its bottom. Since it's bottomed off at about 42.70, we've seen that it's broken back above the EMA line, right? The EMA line is starting to act as a support level, and we see here it consolidated nicely above this 50-day SMA line as well into the market close. And today, it opened up green. It shot up above the 180 SMA line, still trading above the EMA lines, right? And the EMA line here was acting as a support level, but then we ended up seeing another big pullback. But still, guys, you see here, it closed at about 43.10. If we look at the previous day, it closed at about 43.05, and the low that day was at about 42.69. So if we draw a trend line here, we can see that over the past 2 days, XOP is starting to push up. It had pretty much two straight days of upwards momentum. So that's a good sign for XOP. And how that translates over to Gush, it's pretty much just follows the same exact chart, because XOP and Gush are pretty much the same exact chart, right? And the same thing here with Gush. It popped above the EMA line. The SMA line started acting as a support level. It opened up green, traded above the EMA line pretty much for most of the day, then saw this big pullback. But in my personal opinion, guys, if we look back over to the 90-day 2-hour chart, it's clear that Gush is making the effort, is trying to support at this $40 and $41 price point, and I do see it possibly shooting back up to about $44, $45, even possibly making a higher high if it continues this particular pattern that it's on. So that's what I'm doing with Gush. I am holding this one over the weekend and do plan on selling at about $45, as that being a clear one of the clear resistance levels, $45, $46 that we see there. Micron, just to look at this one very quickly for you guys. This one, like I said earlier in this video, up 1.62% today. Another nice green day for Micron. And why I am invested in this company, because I believe in it fundamentally, right? I like what it's doing as a company. But besides, what Micron does as a company, if we're just looking at it from a technical perspective, we see that it's on an uptrending pattern as well. It's creating higher highs, and when it pulled back from about 61 down to about $52, that was a good buying opportunity in my personal opinion. A big dip buy and a very high profitable company with huge growth aspects, right? This company is growing its revenue tremendously over year, right? This company is growing, and we see that this stock has been extremely bullish all of 2018 and all of 2017 as well. And typically with these companies that I believe in, I like to buy into the dips, and that's exactly what I ended up doing with Micron. I first invested in Micron at about $59, and I have averaged down, right? I've been talking about this in all of my videos that I've been covering Micron, and now it's confirming the uptrend more and more each and every day. We see here it was kind of bearish here, right? It found its bottom at about 50, and now it's shooting above the EMA lines. It's shooting above the 50-day SMA lines, and they're acting as support levels. We're seeing some nice bounces off of this EMA line. The candlesticks are starting to shoot up, and now we're seeing, what are we seeing now? It's starting to cross above this 180-day SMA line, and that is a very good sign that Micron is going to continue to keep having green days for the next coming weeks. Obviously, there's going to be pullbacks. There's not a ton of green days in a row in the stock market unless it's extremely bullish and it's in an extremely bullish time period, but we do expect this one to continue to shoot up, and that is what I'm aiming for with Micron. I do see it hitting $70 in the next couple of months, and that is why I like Micron long term. So that's what I'm doing in terms of Gush, DGAS, and Micron. And to quickly talk about another stock that I've been trading, and this was a longer term swing trade, and I haven't really talked about it in a couple of videos, is Monster, ticker symbol MNST. And this is obviously Monster Beverage Corporation. For those of you guys that don't know, you've pretty much been living under a rock for the past like 10, 15 years, but this is a huge, energy drink company. And, when I believe in a company long term, and I'm an avid consumer of that company's products, and I believe that their products are the best in the market. And when I see a company like this take a huge dip, the stock took a huge dip, that opens my eyes as an investor to, put money into that particular company. And since I believe in Monster long term, I'm an avid consumer of their products. I think they're the best energy drink on the market, right? And I've done a bunch of market research myself, and I know a bunch of other people believe this too, right? That is a good opportunity, in my personal opinion, to take a position in a company. And we see that from $70 here, guys. Monster took a huge dip of about like 30%. And like that's insane to me, because the stock or the company itself is strong, in my personal opinion, long term. The brand name is there, right? And we see that huge drop of about 31%, right? And the stock market's not crashing, right? There's no recession, but it took a huge dip. And obviously that happens all the time in the stock market. And the stock market's due for corrections. Certain stocks are due for corrections. And I'm guessing like this was a correction for Monster. And that was a great buying opportunity, in my personal opinion, as a long-term believer of the company. So we saw that huge 31% drop. And if we look over here to the 180-day chart, we see that as it dropped all the way down here, it started to slowly recover. We see that, okay, right here, it broke above the EMA line, right? And the EMA line started to act as a support level. It started to bounce on the EMA line. It pretty much was bullish from this point at about $48, right? From here, it was bullish up to about $55, where it ended up flatlining a little bit. And if you guys were able to watch my video, it's called Top 3 Stocks I'm Buying. It's an orange thumbnail. I think Monster is on the thumbnail. I was talking about how I'm buying Monster and Pepsi, and I forget the other one. It might have been McDonald's, but I sold out of my Pepsi stake, as I mentioned in a previous video. But the Monster stake, I'm still in this particular, stock. I got in at about $56 at this long consolidation point. It consolidated for like 3-4 weeks at this point, right? And we see that it was consolidating above the EMA line. We weren't seeing any potential reversal here, and that gave me further confirmation that Monster was not looking to dip, but yet to just consolidate and further push up. And we saw it started to push up more here into the 57s, took another dip, and then it just bounced above the 50-day SMA line. And from there, guys, it's been insanely bullish over the past like 3 weeks. We saw, I think it's up like, it's up like 8 to 9% over the past like 2 to 3 weeks. And for my particular stake at about $56, I'm already up about 8% on this particular position. And this one's a longer term hold. I do expect Monster to hit about like $65, $70 in the next coming months, and I do believe in the company very long term, as a strong energy brand name. And that's it for the video, guys. If you guys were able to stick till the end, let me know down below in the comment section. Type a little, yeah, I stuck to the end or something like that. And I highly appreciate all you guys watching my videos. My channel is growing, and I'm really grateful for everything that's been able to happen, to me. And it's a great satisfaction for me to be able to help all you guys out there. I've been loving what I've been doing. I'm very passionate about this. And, I'm just loving life every day, guys. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Make sure to drop a like, leave a comment, and subscribe. Follow me on Instagram. The link is down below in my description. @StriveSmart is my username. If you guys want to follow me on there, I post my profits. I post trades I'm taking throughout the day. I post updates to my channel and just random stuff I'm doing. So I would love to have you guys in that community. And again, do not trade any of these stocks based off of my personal opinion. You have to do your own research, own due diligence when it comes down to investing and trading in the stock market. So again, guys, hope you guys found some value in this video. Let's make some money today, guys. Peace.